have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hate it, but she know that. Shawty hate it, but she know.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Shalana, and we're back outside. I think these last couple videos we've been back outside, but we're back outside. It's beautiful. It's summertime. I hope you guys enjoyed your 4th. I did want to apologize to everyone because I've been having technical difficulties with my storage and everything lately. So it's been hard to upload the video. Well, it won't let me upload the video or anything like that. So I'm just getting everything squared away. I know it's been a while, but bear with me, guys. Bear with me. But yes, we're outside again. We're enjoying this beautiful. Thank you guys for bearing with me and just being patient. I'm working through the kinks right now. But yes, it's summertime. It's beautiful outside. I be cooped up in the house doing content when I need to sunbathe. As you can see, your girl's been outside. I've been in the sun getting my vitamin D because that's all I need. Getting nice and tan, enjoying this beautiful weather. Like I said, I'm in Buffalo, New York, so it's rare we get this kind of weather. So when we get it, oh, I'm outside. I'm soaking in it. Breathing this beautiful weather in. Yes, I am. But today, I wanted to talk about finding your style and also how I've been finding mine and trying different makeup styles, nail styles, hairstyles, hair colors, and clothing, dress attire, everything in between. So that's what we're talking about today. And I wanted to talk about this simply because it is summertime, and right now, because we're in a different season for one, and two, it's July now, and half the year is finished. Like we hit the mid of the year mark, mid-year mark, 6 months in already. And I'm not sure about you, but around this time, a lot of people are like just realizing that maybe they didn't stick to their goals, maybe they got distracted, and people are trying to refocus what they started at the beginning of the year, or maybe they're continuing what they already started, or maybe they're just getting started. Whatever the case may be, this is the time where a lot of people are rebranding, changing, and refocusing. And I said all that to say, me personally, I've always had my own style and my own way of doing things, but what I've been doing lately is incorporating like certain pieces and certain styles that I've always wanted to put together. I just never did. So lately I've been in this very light, modern, just grown woman energy. Like, not too much skin, but just enough. Giving grown and sexy, but very, very kind of modest, if you know what I'm saying. And also, I'm gonna do a close-up, but I've done French tip nails, but these are my real nails, and this is just gel polish. So yeah, I wanted to try this because I'm like, I'll always get and I stopped doing acrylic for like 2 years. My nails got back healthy. I was wearing just press-ons and stuff, and then I have a couple of friends and family members that do nails, so I started getting my nails done again, and of course they got back damaged and stuff like that. But I was like, you know what, let me start taking better care of my nails again, because they grow long. So I'm like, And I'm a hairstylist. I do hair, so I'm always braiding, twisting, in and out of gel, styling, all types of stuff, washing. And I was afraid because that's a lot of wear and tear on my nails. So the acrylic made me feel like I had an extra layer of protection over my nails as it was damaging them though. So I was like, you know what, let me try this gel thing, and I think they look adorable. And then I don't know if you can get into the toes. I have to do a close up there, but adorable. And then I did this 2-piece set because I wanted to give like a nice, just summer cutesy, not too much but just enough look. And also the hair is cute, simple. I got it pinned up right now because it's too hot to be on me, because I'm pretty sure it's about 90 degrees right now. And also we got like just some light jewelry, not too much, something very just subtle, cute. And makeup, I've been doing this very like more natural nude type beat, just a natural beat for me lately. Very light, very subtle, not doing too much. And I've just been enjoying this new womanhood. It's very, very feminine. It's very feminine. And I just feel so lightweight, so smooth. And I just encourage everyone to, whatever you're thinking about changing, whatever you're thinking about doing, just do it. There's never going to be a perfect time. There's never going to be a perfect moment. Days keep going. Time keeps moving. The world won't stop for you. And that's something I had to learn, because in my mind, I used to always be like, now's not the time for this. Now we shouldn't be worried about this. But it's like, there's never going to be a perfect time. You're either going to do it or you're not. There's no in between. You're either going to keep talking about it, keep thinking about it, or being about it. Like, those are the only options. And after a while, you're going to get tired of hearing yourself constantly be like, okay, am I just letting time pass you by? Like, you're going to get sick of it. You're going to get in a space where it's like, okay, I have all these things I want to do, but that's all they are. Things I want to do. I'm not doing them. I'm not executing on them. I'm just standing still. And then next thing you know, you look up, another year has passed, another 3 months has passed, another 6 months has passed, and you're nowhere because you didn't start, you didn't do anything. And that's why I got back into my YouTube channel. That's why I started working out again. That's why I got into just elevating my appearance, because it was like, these are all things I said I was going to do. These are all things I said I wanted to do. And I'm just going to keep wanting, keep thinking, keep desiring, keep running that mouth. How many times you going to talk about it? Either you're going to talk about it or you're going to be about it. Are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? Which one is it? Because the majority of people in life, that's all they do. They talk. Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. Oh, I was going to do that. Oh, I was this, that, and the third. And it's like, were you? Are you? Sure. And then I realized, when you have like so many things you want to do, all these desires, all these places you want to be, and all these goals you want to reach, you have to start somewhere. Like it. And for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like the list kept getting fucking long. Like, it just kept getting longer. It's like, okay, you want to go here, you want to do this, you want to see this, you want to experience this, you want to do all these extra things. But you're not starting somewhere. You have all these things you want to check off. But if you're not starting anywhere, you can't check anything off. So the list just kept getting fucking long. It just kept getting fucking longer. And I'm like, okay, this at what point, Shavana? What point? At what point are we gonna look in the mirror and it actually be about all this shit we talk about? What point? The longer you wait, the longer you procrastinate, the longer you bullshit yourself, the longer it's gonna take. That's why they say now or never, because literally, if you don't start now, then there's tomorrow. There's the next day, there's the next day. And there's no point of pushing it off. Because the longer you push it off, the less likely you're gonna fucking do it. So do it now. Get it out the way. Take things to the next level. Take things to the next step. And then see what's gonna happen from there. Like, as humans, we get too caught up on what it's going to be like, what it's going to look like, instead of just doing the thing and letting it be for what it is. And that's the space I'm at now mentally. It's like everything is what it is. Relationships with people, it is what it is. Networking and opportunities, it is what it is. Wherever I land and end up, it is what it is. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be. It's freeing. It's so freeing when you get out of that mindset of thinking you have any type of control. Only control you have is doing, action. That's it. Everything else is out of our hands. All you have is a daily choice, whatever decision you make on a day-to-day basis, to do whatever that thing inside of you is calling you to do. And it's like, you're either gonna do it or you're not. But the calling, it never goes away. It never goes away. No matter how long you push it off, no matter how long you don't do it, no matter how long you ignore whatever is inside you calling to you, your purpose, it won't go away. It's literally going to haunt you for the rest of your life. So either you get up and do it and release all the fears, release the negative commentary you're telling yourself, because those negative thoughts you have, they're not yours. They're someone else's ideas and thoughts and fears that they placed upon you because they're afraid of something. They're scared of something. And what they did was they projected those thoughts, those ideas, that energy onto you, and you picked up off of it, because energy transfers. It just carries over. So you picked up off that energy and you held on to it. You didn't release it. You just held on to it as if it was your own. Now you're going on a day-to-day basis telling yourself that that's who you are, that's what's going on, and it's holding you back. Because one of the things I started doing, like when I'm out in public, I just sing. I take up so much fucking space because I realize fear only comes when you're supposed to be doing something. You're afraid of it because it's either new and it's making you uncomfortable, or both. So what I started doing was, if I'm uncomfortable on a constant basis, being uncomfortable won't feel uncomfortable. It'll feel normal. It'll feel like a regular everyday thing. So when it came to being seen or heard, it wouldn't trigger me. It wouldn't scare me, because on a day-to-day, I'm conquering a fear. And I feel like if everyone starts doing little things every single day, like I said, me with doing different hairstyles, doing different nail styles, doing different colors, doing all these things that are not my normal, are against my comfort zone. It's peeling off layers of fear on a day-to-day basis, because the thought of being afraid no longer exists, because I'm constantly in a state of being uncomfortable. For my birthday, I did this pink wig, hot pink, like it was so pink, like very pink. I'll pop a picture in here so you guys can see, but it was so pink. And mind you, pink is my favorite color, but I also did it, I knew it would look good on me, but I did it because I knew, not only am I a beautiful black woman, I knew so many people would be in awe, and it would turn so many heads and draw so much attention that when it came to being in front of people, it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't be uncomfortable. When all eyes were on me, I would no longer care, because I'm constantly in these places, positions, in the bird's eye view. The people are constantly watching. People are constantly looking. So I did my own social experiment with myself and started just putting myself out there, because I know my purpose is to be seen, is to be heard, and I can't walk in that purpose if I'm too focused on what I look like or what I sound like to other people. So this is why I come and do these YouTube videos, because as I'm going through my growth and my process, I want to help other people to grow and go through their process at the same time, because we all have our own purpose, and we never know what advice or support we can give somebody that'll take them to their next journey, their next goal, their purpose. We're all intertwined, and everything happens for a reason. So it's like, if I'm doing my part and you're doing your part and they're doing their part and she's doing her part and he's doing his part, it all works. It all works together. And that's why now I'm in a space where, okay, I just gotta do it. It's not tomorrow. It's not next week. It's not then. It's now. And doing it now will lead to the then, because then it's gonna look so different. And I also want to say, don't be so hard on yourself. And I know it sounds cliche, but you have to, in order to give other people grace, you have to be able to give yourself grace. And this is something I had to understand for myself. Grace is a choice. Grace is a choice. Grace is a choice. It's a conscious decision we make every single day to give other people grace and give ourselves grace. So if you're not giving yourself grace, you will have a hard time giving other people grace. And I've learned that in this human experience that we're all going through, grace is required to reach any level of success, whether it's a lesson, whether it's your purpose, whether it's business, personal, anything. It all leads back to grace, because it unlocks something inside of you. Like, it's almost like an open door. It opens the door for things to flow to you, because you're remaining, you're at a higher level, you're in a higher state of being, because it's easy to react, it's easy to say something negative, it's easy to talk down on somebody, it's easy to make people feel bad about themselves. That's why people walk around being shitty people all day, because that's an easy thing to do. It's easy to take your day out on somebody else. It's easy to just be a shit human being. That's why there's so many. The hard thing to do is to show kindness, is to give grace, is to be a blessing. That's hard, because even when life is hard for you, you're not looking to make someone else's life harder. You're looking to make somebody's life easier, because you know what you're experiencing currently, or not even currently. It could have been something you've experienced previously in a past life, in a past situation, and you're making a conscious decision to not be like people could have treated you. You're choosing to be better, and every conscious decision you make to be better and do better, it literally levels you up to the next level of experience. It's literally like, if you look at life as a video game, because this is how I look at it now, because it's literally a game. In each level, you're unlocking a different lesson, a different version of you, and that only happens when you choose differently than you've chosen before. Like, you can't make the same choice you've made in similar situations and expect a different outcome. What happens is, when you make a different decision, you lead yourself down a different path instead of the same cycle that you could have possibly been in, because you're not learning the lesson. The lesson is always to be better than you were. It's not about being better than the person in an interaction or in a situation that you're in. The goal is to be better than who you were when you've experienced a situation like this before. And that's why a lot of times I tell myself, I think I cracked the code, because I finally get it. I understand that you can't take old habits, old thoughts, old perspectives, old perceptions into a new life. You may, because then not only, you're not going to look the same. You won't be the same. You're not going to think the same. You're not going to move the same. And everything's going to be completely different. And in order to get a different life, you have to move differently. You have to think differently. And to get that new life and to make those different decisions, when you come across a situation and something in you wants to react and you don't, that's your old self fighting your new self. That's literally who you used to be, wanting to come back up to the surface and sabotage where you're trying to go and whatever you're trying to reach, whatever purpose and next level you're trying to unlock. So you have to sit there and be like, you have to be self-aware enough and have enough self-control to realize that's not what I want. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want to be in those type of situations anymore. I don't want to look at life in that aspect anymore, because it did nothing for me. And I came from that, so where am I going? And a lot of times you can't even focus on where you're going. You have to accept where you are and be like, okay, I know I don't want to go back there. I'm not too worried about what's up there, because I'm not there yet. That's something I'm going to focus on when I get there. But until then, I know I don't want to go back. I know I don't want to be back where I used to be. So you have to do things different. You have to approach situations differently. You have to respond differently. You have to react differently. And it took me a while to grasp that understanding, simply because when you're used to being a certain type of way, it's hard to change. Like, it's not easy to change. It's not easy to grow, because you're gonna shed layers of yourself, literal layers. You're not gonna be the same person you used to be, meaning you won't be able to be in the same environment you used to be in. You won't be able to be around the same people you used to be in, because you understand that when you're in those type of situations, when you're in those type of relationships, when you're around those type of people, it brings out a side of you that you don't want to see, or that you're not trying to be. And it's like, if you have people, environments, and situations that you're no longer trying to be like, around, or even allow access to you, you're going to have to change. You're going to have to remove. And in order to do that, it goes back to choices and decisions. That's why I say everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say that. You did not have to act like that. And that's why I'm big on character, because at the end of the day, things didn't have to go a certain way if you would have made a different decision, if you would have made a different choice. And I say all this to say, this is how I know. Not only did my frontal cortex, my frontal lobe, develop like a motherfucker. It's like there's no more resistance to anything. Like, it's not like I'm trying to force myself into people, places, or things anymore, or chase after anybody. It's like either we there or we're not. Either we're here or we're not. Either I could sit here and we can have this mutual understanding, or there's nothing to talk about. And the difference of the matter is also, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. We're good. Like, everything's cool. And a lot of people, they don't have that mental understanding yet, because perception and perspective is everything. So only way you can get a certain understanding is if you've unlocked a certain perception of life. I'm in a place where the shit don't fuck with me. Like, it just doesn't. I don't have the energy. I do not have the time, and I won't make it. I won't make it. I won't find the energy to deal with some bullshit. I won't find the time, for no bullshit. And when you get to that level of intolerance for any type of bullshit, you start unlocking different mental capacities and different interactions with people. And then you get to a space where you understand where you're going, but you don't know where you'll end up. Because it's like you're in a space where you're not where you're used to be. Your life did change, but you're not yet where you're going. It's that in-between space, that process of you understanding that you're not the same, things aren't the same, things look different, things are different, but you're different as well. And it's not just physicalities, it's mentally, it's spiritually, it's emotionally. So you've matured in so many different aspects, and then you get to a space where it's like, okay, only certain things can have access. And when you limit access to yourself, you understand how much value you actually have as a person. Water break, because I didn't know I was talking for even 30 minutes. Also, now I'm in a space where, like, you know how I just talked about control and like releasing control and letting things be for what they are. And I'm not being intentional, because I'm being very intentional. But when it comes to making videos, talking to the camera, it's gonna fall how it's meant to come. It's gonna come how it's meant to be, and it just is what it is. Go back to what I started talking about when I first started this video. Change what you can. I say that's the message for this video. Change what you can. Change what you have control over. Your environment, your appearance, your mental maturity, your emotional maturity, your spirituality, whatever you need to do. If you've been having an urge to change it, alter it, do it, because you're gonna get to a space where you'll be unrecognizable to yourself, but in a good way, in a healthy way, because now you're being intentional behind the things you want, the things you desire, the places you want to be, how you want to look, the way you want to carry yourself. Everything should be having an intention, because now what's coming up behind those intentions are nothing but your blessings and your purpose, and everything is going to flow all together, because God is seeing that you're doing the work. And people always talk about the Bible, and people always talk about God, but they don't talk about how God is a God that will sit there and bless you. But you have to be working. You have to be intentional. You have to sit there and do what is necessary and what you're being called to do and pulled to do, in order for God in order for you to see the blessings God is giving you. That's what I'm trying to say. In order for you to see the blessings God is actually trying to place upon you, or has placed upon you, because a lot of times we get blessed and we can't see them because we got these blinders on, we got these shades on, because we're thinking it's going to come and show up how we want it to, when we're not the creator. God is going to place it in front of us and in our life the way God sees fit for us. And if you're not in a space where you can see and hear God clearly, then you won't be able to see the blessings God has placed upon you. Because a lot of times it's not going to look, feel, or be what we expect it to be, look, or feel like. And then we get to asking God, well, God, why didn't you, and why all these whys, instead of how. It's either why or when. As humans, we always ask God, but it's never the how. We don't ask how that blessing is going to come, or how that blessing is going to show up, because it could show up in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. And because we're over there looking for a blessing, our blessing could be sitting right here in front of us, and you can't see it because you're too busy looking over there, because you're assuming and thinking it's going to pop up that way, pop up this way, or show up how you want it to look. Excuse me. And I've learned, with strengthening my relationship with God, that it'll show up not only when you're not looking, but when you're putting the work on everything else. Because when you're putting the work on everything else, a lot of times we forget what we asked for. So while you're over here working hard, doing what you're supposed to be doing, putting the work in with the faith, over there, God's watering those plants, watering those seeds that you already planted, because now you're working over here. And that's a concept I'm finally getting to a place where I'm starting to understand when it comes to God. It's like when they say when it's God's timing, God is never late, God is always on time, because It's never when we think we're ready. And that's another thing. As humans, I realize our problem is we're so focused on convincing ourselves that we're not ready for something, trying to tell ourselves we're not ready for something, that how are you trying to place fear upon something God already blessed you with? You have it already. God will not bless you with something that God will not help to maintain. And that's one thing that's another thing I learned. The thing turned out to be a whole prophetic word. And I'm here for it. I am here for it. Because one thing about it, I'm nothing but blessed and I'm nothing but grateful, and I would not be here. I would not be the woman I am without God. And I've learned, like, through good times and bad times, you gotta be thankful, you gotta be grateful, and you gotta show appreciation, because just as quickly as God blessed you with it is as quickly as God will take it from you. I learned to stop always asking for something, but I learned to start being grateful for what I have, because you can't receive whatever else God has for you when you don't appreciate what God already has blessed you with. And per usual, I don't know who needed to hear this, but I know it will reach the people it's supposed to reach, and I know it will touch the people it's supposed to touch, because God is always working. And I gotta get out the sun because I'm baking. But I'm Shavana, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys tune in every weekend. Be posting videos, and also make sure you check out my TikTok and all my socials. Follow, subscribe on there. Any questions, comments, or concerns, you can either DM me, message me, or don't forget to comment down below. And stay blessed, y'all. Stay blessed. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Don't forget to love yourself, love others, treat others with kindness. And I'll see you guys next video.
These feelings, I don't wanna have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hit it, but she know.